And President Trump says he may use tariffs to punish countries who don't support his plans to take over Greenland. Earlier this week, Vice President Vance and Secretary of State Rubio met with foreign ministers of Denmark and Greenland. That meeting produced an agreement to set up a working group to discuss the issue. Now, a bipartisan congressional delegation is visiting Copenhagen to meet with Danish and Greenlandic lawmakers in an effort to lower tensions. ABC foreign correspondent Tom Soufi Burridge has the latest.
Yeah, we kind of had a split screen on this story today, Diane. On the one hand, you had Governor Jeff Landry, President Trump's relatively new envoy to Greenland, on Fox saying on a number of occasions that there was a deal to be done and indicating that he's going to go to Greenland in March. And then on the other hand, you had this bipartisan delegation of US senators led by Democrat Chris Coons and Republican Lisa Murkowski in Copenhagen, talking alongside both Danish and Greenlandic lawmakers and backing their position, talking about constructive dialogue, saying, yes, there is a conversation to be had about broader security concerns in the Arctic, but, Chris Coons backing the Danish position and contradicting President Trump when he said that there is no threat, Chris Coons said, directly to Greenland from Russia or China, saying, yes, exploiting or exploring Greenland's natural resources in a sustainable way with the commercial interests which come with that for the United States is something that can be talked about. But no, the sovereignty, the territorial integrity of Greenland, of the Danish kingdom, well, that's not up for negotiation. And you saw from these senators, really backing the Danish position. And I think, Denmark, having spoken to Danish officials, they know that they have some very robust support within Congress. And Lisa Murkowski, Republican Lisa Murkowski, at that press conference just moments ago, talking about the tools which Congress has possibly to try and rein in President Trump on this issue. And the backdrop, of course, is you've got European countries, particularly France, President Macron indicating that he is going to send more military assets to Greenland in the coming days. At the moment, it's a relatively small contingent of European troops from several nations in Greenland. They say these countries for exercises, military exercises, but make no doubt about it. I mean, they are sending a signal to the Trump administration, and their rhetoric is toughening, especially the French President Emmanuel Macron, appearing to accuse the US of colonialism, the French and European position backing Denmark, and also kind of making a clear signal that they're not going to sit idly by if, it's a big if the US does just try and simply take Greenland. Diane?
Tom Soufi Burridge, thank you.